Are we there?
I think we're there. Hello, everybody. My name is Doug Uhlenbrock, and I'm the Director of Events.
I'm Bar Filer, Event Manager. And I've got to start this off one thing, Doug.
What?
Perry's over.
It was a great show, though.
I know, but it's time to move on.
Oh, okay.
We're gearing for the roundup now.
All right.
Wanted in Wyoming. So
ready to go. Hopefully you guys have a lot of questions for us here today. We're going to do some explaining about what's going to happen out in Gillette. We're still right around 3 months away, so there's a lot of stuff that's still in the works and being planned and being figured out. But a lot of that information we'll be sending out in the mail, emails. Back when we do this again on May 9th. We'll be talking about a lot of the new things that we have planned and things that you're gonna come to see while you're in Gillette. We did have a couple of questions that were sent in prior to us coming on live here. So maybe get to a couple of those here in a little bit.
Well, while we're waiting,
are you going to deputize?
You're now deputized as the sheriff.
Oh boy,
I think you've already sent out a few edicts on about wanting our folks to saddle up and get on over to Gillette.
So if anybody has any questions, type them in, send them to us. We'll be more than happy to answer them. We'll go into some of the basic stuff that we need to talk about and let you know about before you arrive. If you already registered and you're in the system, we'll be sending out confirmation packets. And I guess that's 22nd is our last day of early bird. So a week later, we start sending the confirmation packets out. And within them packets, there's a bunch of information. The first is the confirmation guide, and I encourage everybody to look that over, give it a good read. There's a lot of really good information in there that will definitely help you get into the place, first from a direction standpoint, and then also when you show up, it gives a lot of information about where to go, how to do the parking, all that kind of stuff. So, and then there's other information about the event itself. So please look that over when you receive that. That's a big, very important part of the confirmation packet. Now, what you're going to find also is whatever type of parking you registered for, there'll be a placard in there for that. Barb, pull one of the placards out, kind of just show them. This is from Perry, but that's what it'll look like. It'll have 2 stripes on it. They might be a little bit different this time, but it'll be very similar to that. That when you put that in your windshield, that lets our parking team know what type of parking you are going to receive or that you've registered for, where they need to put you, when you arrive. So it's very helpful when you do show up to have that in the window already. Waiting till you get there to put it in the window, it can be done, but it's a lot easier if you show up with that in the window. That way they can direct you right to where you need to go. You also will receive an arrival card. That is the date we want you to arrive. Now, you can arrive after that. You can't arrive before it. So you'll place those in your windshield. There's instructions on the cards of where they need to go. But make sure that those pieces are in your windshield when you do show up for the event. It'll make your parking situation go so much quicker and easier. There'll be a number of other things in your packet. We have badges. You'll get your event badge along with some plastic holders. Please wear those whenever you're on grounds, whenever you're going to any of the events we have, the seminars, the coffee hours, anything that you do during the event. Please wear that badge. That lets our security and usher folks know that you are a paid attendee. If you're not wearing it, somebody's going to ask you if you are registered. They're going to encourage you to get your badge so you don't get stopped again.
Just so they know what to look for.
Here's the envelope that's going to show up. Make sure they can see that.
Yeah.
a lot of times you get stuff in the mail and you just put it off to the side. When you get this, open it, make sure everything is in there that you were supposed to get. If something's wrong, give us a call, and we'll take care of getting you the right credentials. We hand pack every one of those. Every one is hand packed to the specifics of what you requested and you paid for. So there are mistakes that happen. We'll be more than happy to rectify it if there is a problem. Depending on if you're a first timer, you'll also get a first timer credential to put in your window. That just signifies that you are a first timer. Lets our parkers know that, you haven't been to one of these events before. So they need to maybe ask you some more questions. We also have first timer ribbons. We'd like you to wear those. That way folks know that this is your first time. And, if you don't know where you're going or you don't know what you're doing, maybe, they can assist you.
We have a few questions.
Yep. See that.
Hi, Karen. Welcome. She says, this is our first rally. We have a site reserved, and we are wondering what the arrival prices is like to get our arranged campsite. So Karen, what you need to know is really there's no specific site assigned. You are parked as you arrive according to what you ordered.
That's right. And we'll send you the date to arrive card. We don't do early arrivals. We don't have you can't show up early and pay us $20 to get in early. We want you to show up on a particular day. We have this worked out so we know when people are coming in and where they're going to go. With our parking team, we have to kind of plan on where folks are going so we have the right amount of people to park folks. So we ask you to arrive on a specific day, depending on what you're doing. Some volunteers will arrive a little earlier than others because they have meetings to go to. We have some governing board people who come in a little earlier. Our advanced crew comes in earlier. But for our general population of folks who are coming, we will send a card with the date that we'd like you to arrive. Like I said, you can come in later than that, but we'd prefer if you didn't come in earlier.
But Karen, as a first timer, if at all possible, we're asking that you arrive on this July 16th. Correct, and then that meet and greet.
If first timers, we would like to have in on the 16th. Yes, Karen, you mentioned we were registered. Let's see, what is the best time? Our parkers work from 8 to 5, so it's preferable you come in between 8 and 5. If you can come in the morning, there's probably a little less traffic at that time. The afternoons seem to be when folks start showing up in masses. So, if that's the best, it'd be best if you can come in early. If not, from 8 to 5, that's more parking.
Hi, Jeff. They're registered, but our packet will be at will call. Any special things we need to know upon arrival?
Jeff, what you'll need to do when you arrive we'll actually send an email out with the confirmation booklet, so you can read that through as a PDF. We'll have an established area for will call. There'll be signs on the road telling you where to go to will call. You'll arrive there, you'll go get your packet, and then the parking team will lead you to where you're supposed to be parked.
Jeff, you'll also get a W you will print off when you get your email, and you'll put that in your windshield so the parkers know you have to be, you have a will call packet to collect.
Jeff, I'm going to follow up with Jeff just a second. He's taking RV Basics, and we'll still have will call with your RV Basics material as well. It'll all be in one packet, your RV Basics information along with your convention credentials. So if you go to will call, they'll take care of all that for you.
Jim has been a parker before. He says it's really unfair to the people helping with parking if you come in at 5 o'clock or later. That is true.
That is true. Our parking team, they work the days of parking where there's actual parking, but they also work full days before that. So it's, if folks can come in between 8 and 5 when the parkers are going, as he mentioned, coming in right at 5 puts them in a little bit of bind because then they're having to work over. Between 8 and 4:30, if you want to show up a little bit earlier than 8, maybe 7:30, when they come out and they're ready to start parking, you're in line, you're ready to go. I know a lot of our parkers will, they work their butts off in whatever weather's given to them. So, it's very helpful if you understand that there's a lot of people out there working on your behalf to get you parked.
Oh, tram. Jim, also, I want to explain too that if you arrive after 5, you would be put in the holding area and you would stay there until the next morning to be parked.
Right. Tram volunteers, we had a question that was asked about tram volunteers. They'll be coming in on the 15th and they'll have their meeting on the 16th of July.
Hi, Larry. Yes, the disabled, you're going to bring in a golf cart. That's fine. All we ask for the golf cart is that you follow all the rules that are mandated, written in our booklets and whatnot about having a golf cart and speed limits and your responsibility of that, and that it's covered with insurance. Also,
if you drive that golf cart either before dusk or before dawn or after dusk, you must have headlights going. So we do request that you understand that and that you follow that.
Okay, Jim said he is a experienced parker in Pima in February. They closed at 5 and had people coming in at 6 or 6:30. We did it, but it made for a long day. Stay in a rest area or come in the next morning. They can
do that. Or as you mentioned earlier, there is a holding area, so you can drive in, but just expect to dry camp in the holding area that night, and they will park you the next day. When we put those guys out in the field for 5 days in a row, that's a long time. It's a lot of work. If it's hot, they're out there all day. So understand that. We know sometimes you want to get in, you want to get parked, you want to get set, but you have to understand a little bit. These are volunteers. We don't pay these folks to park the coaches. They're doing it on their own time. They paid the same amount that everyone else paid to come to the event. So, understand that as well.
Thanks, Jim. We'll see you there. We had a couple questions come in early.
Right. Bob Blackburn, he asked, I signed up for the convention. It's his first. Is there a separate sign up for seminars and concert, or is it first come, first serve? For the most part, all the seminars are wide open. You don't have to pay an additional fee. You don't have to sign up anywhere. You just show up, sit down, and you're ready to go. The same with the entertainment. You show up, and there is some seating that's blocked off for different groups. For the most part, it's wide open. You can sit close to the stage. You can sit back a little bit. You can sit up in the stands. However you want to do.
Lisa, hi. This is also our first time. We're excited to join you. We're excited to have you come.
Yep.
Cannot wait. We had a lot of first timers in Perry. Hope we have the same.
Well, Jim Cherry just asked, we're looking forward to meeting people. How's it look for registration? Well, I can tell you we went over 1,000 yesterday. So we're moving up. We've got 3 months left to go. And I believe, the next 3 months, we're going to add a lot of people, especially as we get closer to early bird deadline. That's usually when we get a real burst of registrations come in. And that's towards the end of May. So, but, sign up earlier. If you're planning on coming, get signed up now. Towards the end of May, we'll be doing, the phones will be busy. The website will be rocking. So sign up now. If you know you're coming, sign up now.
You can pay half.
Yep.
Half today, rest in May. RV Basics arrival day.
Bob, RV Basics will be parking on, let me count my days back.
Sunday. I had that sheet here somewhere. Hold on, we'll get it. I had it right here. It got ruffled up. Here we go.
I believe you'll be coming in on the 14th for RV Basics. What we'll do with that is you'll come in the 14th. There'll be a meet and greet that evening, and then you'll start class on Sunday. You'll have a full day of class on Sunday, a full day of class on Monday, and then a half a day class on Tuesday before they do the final ceremony type thing.
I'm working at Wall Drug. Oh, I love that place for the summer. Hope to get the week off to come. I'm already signed up, but if I can't get off, what is the cancellation deadline? I know there is a fee.
Jim, the cancellation, there's not a cancellation deadline prior to the event. Once we get to the day the event starts, then we will not refund anything. But up until that day, the cancellation will be $20 processing fee, and that's it.
Let's see. I missed it. Hold on a minute here. Hi, Mary. I missed it. First timers can arrive on the 16th between 8 and 5. Is that correct?
Mary, I think that's correct, but I'm going to have to check the dates because we want the first timers to come in earlier so they can get settled in. I'm not sure if it's the 15th or the 16th. I'll look that up, and we'll make sure that when you do receive your packet, we have the correct date. I think it is the 16th, but I don't want to tell you 100%, but I do believe it is the 16th.
Jim Terry, all paid up, also volunteered to help with information. When do you think you'll want us there?
Information will show up on the 16th, and you'll have your volunteer meeting on the 17th, Jim.
I was told RV Basics arrive on the 13th.
Jeffrey, we'll have to check on that. We'll get you the right date. You don't need to. We'll get that information to you, but I believe it is the 14th, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. You'll have classes, so I'm pretty sure it is the 14th. Barb's looking right now through her massive papers.
There you go. So
the 14th,
early security Saturday.
RV Basics attendees will arrive the 14th. So if we told you the incorrect information, I apologize. But 14th is when RV Basics will be showing up.
And then first timers, you want it on the 16th.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Steve. We have a group of 6 or 7 rigs and was told it was best for us to gather outside the complex, arrive together, and number our rigs 1 of 6, 2 of 6. Is this correct procedure?
Yep, absolutely. You do that, and we'll make sure you all get parked together, provided you all signed up for the same services. There's areas that have different services that we can't put you together if one person has, say, 50 amp full hookups and the other one has 30 amp just water. We can't put you together. So as long as you all have the same services, we can do that. You'll show up as a group. We'll park you as a group, and you should go on from there. Have a great time.
We apologize to RV Basics to arrive on the 13th. The parking crew arrives on the 13th, so we got to get them in ahead of you and get everything laid out for your arrival. So if you could make a correction in your scheduling that it's Saturday the 14th is RV Basics arrival.
And if one of you guys, Rhonda or who was it before that asked, Jeffrey, can you let me know how you found out the 13th? Who told you that? Was that somebody from our office, or have you seen that somewhere?
Reading it somewhere. Thank you, Steve. We are okay. Dave, first timer here, signed up for RV Basics. Do you get parked where you stay the entire time, or do you have to move after the class?
When we park you, you're not going to move unless there's a problem with your site. We're going to put you there, and you're going to stay there the entire time. We think it's crazy for you to be parked in one place, get finished with the class, and then try to move you. It doesn't make sense, and it really would actually cause more confusion and congestion as we're trying to park other coaches. So when you park, you're going to stay there the whole time.
Now, with the exception is if you've got friends coming and you want to move, then let us know and we'll make those arrangements.
If we can.
You have to get queued up with them when they show up. So it could be a logistics problem. Okay, we have a little break. We can go over some of these other here. Melody Napton.
Melody asked, we volunteer to help with the store. When do we know if we are needed? Melody, I can tell you that you'll be needed. We rarely turn down a volunteer. If someone has, y'all paid to come to the show. We don't want you working the entire show. You came to have a good time and do things. whether that's going through the exhibits, whether it's going to seminars, watching entertainment, things like that. But if you're working the whole time, you can't do that. So we like to build our volunteer groups up as large as possible. So you only have to volunteer maybe one shift or maybe two shifts. So you'll be needed, and I know the store volunteers, they'll be asked to come in the 16th. They'll have their meeting on the 17th, and then get busy at 1 o'clock on Wednesday as the store opens for business.
Is it Mary or? I'm sorry. Here, Melody, if you're out there or anybody who's volunteering, you'll get a separate envelope within your confirmation packet. It'll have a letter explaining what you need to do, and also some will have a placard to identify you that you've got to be positioned a certain way.
Lisa Larson asks, what if we can't be there until later in the week? We are first timers, and you mentioned you wanted us first timers there on the 16th. That's fine. The only thing will be, you'll be a little bit behind as far as finding out what's going on and where the different buildings are on the grounds and things like that. We do have a first timers orientation that'll be on the 17th. So I encourage you to, try and get to that. If not, there's a lot of other ways for a lot of other information we'll be sending the first timers to help them get around. And we also have a mentoring program, which probably be really beneficial for those who might not be able to make it till later and miss the first timers orientation, who can help you. Basically, they have these big yellow buttons that say first timers mentor. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's a big yellow button. You'll see them and you'll know what they are. You can ask them questions. They have volunteered to answer questions from first timers because they're veteran convention goers. They've done this before. They know where things are, and they can help direct you, give you some guidance while you're there.
We need to reintroduce ourselves.
Oh,
because they've forgotten who we are already. I'm Barb. I'm the events manager with FMCA.
And I'm Doug. I'm the director of events.
Doug wants to know if if this has been asked, we will arrive before 5. Is there a particular entrance to the park we should use?
Doug, in your directions that will come in the confirmation packet, we will provide specific instructions on where you need to go when you arrive. Please follow the instructions, the directions that we have. Don't rely completely on your GPS. Your GPS can get you there, but once you get there, please follow the directions that we provide. We'll be working on those. Barb and I will be going up to Gillette in 2 or 3 days, starting Monday. And at that time, we'll be putting all of our directions together for the different groups coming in, depending on what type of parking they have and where we plan to put that group when they show up.
You'll get a confirmation in your this is for Perry, but where am I? It'll say directions. Then it'll list all the different, whatever you have. You have 30, whatever your situation is, will call 30 amp. It'll list directions specific, which gate, turn right, and get off this exit off the highway will be included in your mailing.
The grounds at Gillette has multiple entrances, and we'll probably be bringing people in multiple entrances. So, depending on what type of parking you have, you may be going in a different entrance than other folks who may be arriving at the same time. We'll have directions for our will call and for our holding area. So, whatever you need to do as far as what you've ordered, just follow directions for that. If you have questions, if you get your confirmation packet and you have questions, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be happy to answer them for you. We can look up your registration here at the office, figure out exactly what you have, and then give you the best directions to follow to get you in.
We had talked about will call earlier. This is the sign that you'll print off when you get your email and put that in your windshield so they know.
Okay. Yeah, Jim mentioned for those who have will call, Barb just showed that sign. We will send that along with the booklet. put this in your window, read that, and that will help you get to where you need to pick up your will call packet.
Jim Terry also planned to send email packet in advance for the will call. Okay.
We just talked about that.
When will the packets be mailed?
We're planning on starting mailing on May 29th. Our early bird ends on the 22nd. We go a week later. That allows us time to get everything printed, all the badges, all the locator cards printed, get them organized so when we go through and start packing, it's all in the right order and you get the right stuff. It does take a while. I can tell you, depending on when you registered, if you registered right off the bat, your packet will probably go out the next day after we start putting them together. If you registered a little bit later, it'll be a little bit later. We start at the beginning, you go to the end. They are all hand packed, as I mentioned, so it takes a little while. So be patient. If a couple 3 weeks rolls by and you haven't received it, you might give us a call and ask, what's going on with it. Some people actually, they register and they ask for will call, and then they're expecting their packet to show up. Well, it's not going to show up. We will send an email to those folks who are interested in having their stuff held at will call, so that they have the information. They know that we know that they have will call requests. So there are opportunities. You can always give us a call or give us an email if you're concerned.
Again, this will be the envelope in case you tuned in late. This will be the envelope you'll get in the mail. That's the important, and it'll be all filled with all these things. We did that volunteer one. Let's see. How about our RV basics? Since we looked like we had a few there that they were worried that they were.
Yeah, we had some folks who were either interested or signed up for the RV basics class, and I don't know exactly where they got their information, but they thought that maybe the RV basics was intended more for the big Class A motorhomes, and actually, it's not. Gary Bunzer, who's running the program for us, the RV doctor, we asked him about it, and I'm going to read what he sent back to us. He said, "Rest assured, all the materials we presented RV basics are suitable for every type and size of RV, from motorhomes to the smallest travel trailer. We do not focus on either type, class, or length of the RV. They all have plumbing systems, electrical systems, propane systems, and safety-related issues. We cover all that in the program. In fact, we had quite a few Class B owners in the last couple of workshops held in Perry and Indianapolis. Many attendees had not even purchased an RV yet who showed up." So the RV Basics class is for anyone who either has an RV or is interested in getting an RV, and it really focuses on the most basic things you need to know, whether it be your septic system, whether it be electrical, anything involved with any type of RV, they'll be going over. Now, if you want more specific information about some of the differences, there may be other opportunities to get that at the various seminars during the event. But the RV Basics is supposed to be just that basic information for anyone who is RVing.
Melody, yes, there's an envelope will be included inside the confirmation packet, or it will call. It'll be inside. It'll have a letter with your instructions, your meeting date, general outline of what you're volunteering for, what it's all about. You will probably also in advance hear from your captain, who I send them lists of who signed up, and then they try to reach out with some preliminary information also. Yeah,
a lot of the captains will try and do some of their scheduling even before they show up. So hopefully they'll be getting in touch with you to find out, if there are any days or hours that you can't volunteer because you're planning to do something else.
Maureen.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen. You never met, but hi.
Melody asked, we already did Melody.
Larry, what did you say the mailing date range was for early registration packets to be sent out?
We are planning to start mailing on May 29th. And like I said earlier, if you registered right off the bat, you're probably going to get your packet right quick. We do them in that order from whoever, we run our lists and our badges and everything, and we go from there, from the beginning through what we have at the time we shut down.
Yeah.
We
batch them. So we pick out, maybe we do 700 at a time, or it depends, how it's divided, but we'll batch mail, run a new batch mail. So there is a slight delay.
Jim asked to confirm staying over and leaving Sunday morning is okay. Yeah, that's right. Our conventions, they are true 4-day conventions. We start on Wednesday. We will run through Saturday night. Entertainment, everyone is welcome to stay over on Saturday night. At 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, the electricity will be turned off, and then we like to see everybody out by noon, so we can start cleaning up the grounds and turning it back over to Camplex.
And you can stay over if you make arrangements with the facility. I think they'll give you all about 3 days to stay longer, but you may have to move to do that.
Mary asked about the class before the rally. What and where can we find it? You can find that information on our website. It's called the RV Basics class. And as I talked about earlier, it is a basics class with the information that every RVer needs to know. And there are some RVers who will take it again, who maybe, haven't been doing it that long, or maybe need some refresher, and they'll take it again just to get the new knowledge, especially if they have an older RV, and maybe they're looking about moving into a newer RV with some of the things that their older one doesn't have. And they want to get up to speed on a lot of the new systems that are involved in RVing.
Did you just add the link?
Thank you, Krista.
Thank you, Krista.
Krista put the link out there
right
that you can get
there.
to. So you can click on that and find out more about the RV Basics program.
Okay. Do we have another one of these?
We do.
Tow.
Becky Bianco, she asked, will we need to tow our Jeep to Gillette? That's entirely up to you. A lot of people do tow a vehicle with them, and in your packet, that's one of the things that you'll receive. Whether you bring another vehicle or not, whether you're towing a vehicle, we will provide a tow car hanger for whatever it is you bring with you. If you're not planning on going anywhere else except for staying on the grounds, you probably don't need to bring it. If you plan on maybe looking at the area, going, into Gillette, into the town, into town, where you just, want to maybe run around somewhere, you can bring it. We'll have transportation on site. We'll have trams. We'll have golf carts running around picking people up. So if you're planning on just staying on grounds, you don't have to bring it. But if you plan on, doing some other traveling, either on your way there or on your way home or while you're there, you certainly can bring your tow vehicle, and we'll make sure that every packet has a tow car hanger on it. What we do ask, though, if possible, when you show up, right before you get to the grounds, it's helpful if you go ahead and disconnect and have your travel partner drive the tow vehicle in behind the RV motorhomes for the most part. So that way your parking will go quicker. You'll be able to get right in the queue. If you have to pull in, unhook, and then go, it takes a little bit longer. You can certainly do it, but it's easier and it's preferred if you can unhook and your travel partner follow you into the grounds.
I might interject something on the placards that go. Since we have our new friends with trailers and other types of RVs than just motorhomes, there's always a question, well, where do I put these? Because it's all directed for windshields of the drivable RVs. We'd like you to put these in your towing vehicle that's towing your trailer or RV. And then we're kind of debating, but then these should get moved onto the actual rig.
If you can, inside of a window in your trailer or fifth wheel. It serves two purposes. first of all, when you arrive, it helps our parking team find out where you need to go. They can identify you and where you need to go with that credential. Once you're on site and you're parked, it gives our security folks an idea if you are in the right place, if you're receiving the right services, that type of thing. So they want to see that you're here and you didn't just sneak in. Some people might try and do that and might get in a gate and just park themselves.
It's for your safety. Really.
Yeah, we really need to make sure everyone who is there is supposed to be there, and we don't have folks from outside coming in who may not have paid and may not have good intentions. So, our safety guys, security guys run around and they will check the different rows to make sure everybody's got credentials in their either in their windshield or in a window.
Hi, Jean. We tow using a tow dolly. What should we do with the dolly?
Well, Gina, it's just going to depend on where you get parked and whether you need to move that to an open area or whether you can keep it. Usually you can't keep it connected depending on what size motorhome or that you have. We will ask you to disconnect it. If it can slide underneath your RV, that's a good thing. If not, the parking team may be able to identify a place where you can store it until you're ready to go home.
Okay, and we the seminars, Jeffrey's good. Okay. We'll give a couple minutes here for a few more questions and see if we have any other ones we missed.
I
got some early ones. I think we covered everybody.
Right. Well, if you have additional questions, we'll be back here, as I mentioned earlier, on May 9th. Take questions. You can always email us questions that you might have. We'll be happy to answer them. But, we do this pretty much to help you guys out, provide the information, let you ask questions, and maybe other questions that you see that people are asking and we're answering, jog your mind and, maybe something else comes around.
Thank you, Jim. Doing an awesome job. Sheriff.
Thanks, Jim. I put my glasses back on.
We have to deputize him. Okay, Melody. If bringing a cat, is there any info you need if she doesn't
go out?
Doesn't go out.
We don't need anything. Now, on the back of your locator card, we do have some pet information, and we'd like you to fill that out.
In case she gets out.
Just in case something happens and, we need to find your kitty or your dog or whatever other kind of pet you might be traveling around with. We do encourage you to put that information out there. So if somebody does find the pet or we need to look for the pet, we have some information so we can get in touch with you.
Okay, you're going to get a locator card in your confirmation packet. We'll ask that you fill that out when you get parked so we know it's to locate you, basically. But what he's talking about is on the back, if you bring a pet, to complete this too, so that if one's found, we can look up the information. We kind of go through these.
And contact you. If we find, a stray pet running around, we can maybe track the pet back to the owner, let you know. I mean, you may be off to seminars and somehow the dog or the cat got out a window or the door didn't get closed tight or something. He or she figured out a way to get out of the RV. So we certainly don't want that. We've had, in the last couple conventions, we've had some lost pets. Fortunately, we've been able to reunite. So that's a good thing. I know a lot of folks really adore their pets and they want to make sure that they're all in good shape and healthy and not running around. And really, it's kind of a dangerous area, particularly during the parking days when the motorhomes and RVs are coming in. So I encourage you all to make sure you have your pets secured on a leash whenever they're outside of the RV.
We can have a spot for a pet dog park?
We're going to find one.
Okay, that was always fun. Dog park, we build one for you?
We will put together a dog park. We will also request that you take care of cleaning up after your dog. We have the bags there. We have everything needed to clean up after them. We just need to make sure folks are courteous enough to do that.
You're welcome, Jeffrey. We'll love doing this for you guys. We'll bring on the questions. Thanks, Bob. We agree. We like you to it's a great job. Always good to get advanced info.
Yeah, Mary asks, the first timer, does the rally have an on-site contact phone number to pass along messages? Mary, we have an information center desk, and if somebody needs to call you and leave a message, we can get that information passed along to you. That phone number will be in our in the confirmation packet that you can call or have someone call you if they need to pass along a message. We found that it doesn't get used very much anymore now that everyone has cell phones and other means of communication. So, but it still is available. So we certainly, you can use that number and have someone call you, leave a message, and we'll get that to you.
We have a message board too, but it might get kind of lost down there.
Doug asks, and he mentioned that the live feed did not work with me for Apple Safari. It worked with Chrome. So we'll throw that to our IT people because I'm the wrong person to ask that. But I appreciate that, and we'll check into that and see if there's something that either Safari is not doing right. But I can't tell you for sure, Doug.
I have Apple Safari at home. I'll see if it's something I can look at too. We'll get it out to you, Doug.
And just so you guys know, and others, once this is over, we'll take this video and we'll post it on our website. So folks can go back and look at it as long as they want, and as often as they want. I know they want to see Barb. I don't know if they want to see me so much, but they can go back and look at it again. And if there's something maybe, we touched on and you weren't quite sure about, you can go check it again.
Wi-Fi.
Melody, we will be having Wi-Fi. I can't tell you how great it's going to be. We will be having some on-grounds Wi-Fi. Not sure if it's going to be just in the activity areas or out in the parking lots. Don't plan on it being in the parking lots. If we get it in the parking lots, that's a bonus. We will have it in the activity areas, though, where we have the exhibits, the seminars, the entertainment, that type of thing. We did that in Perry, and it seemed to work pretty well. It's just really hard, as big as the grounds are, to broadcast a signal that far without, a lot of expense to get it out there. So we're going to try and do as much as we can. But I can't promise you that it'll be out where you're parking.
We have some sponsors that will have kiosk Wi-Fi.
We have Wi-Fi. We also have computers set up that folks can go to look at their email and do some quick browsing if they need to. And that's completely free. We just ask folks not to hang on there for hours upon time. If folks are behind waiting to get on it. But there are opportunities for you to be able to do that.
Well,
we appreciate everybody who came and joined us today. As I mentioned, we're going to do this again in May. You can always, send us emails as well, or give us a call if you have additional questions. Barb and I will be going to Gillette Monday, and we'll be up there through Thursday. So we will let you, when we come back from that, we will be able to tell folks a lot more about specific things and specific places that we're going to be using. John asked any idea on the ATT cell availability, and I do not know. We'll be checking that kind of stuff out when we're up there. Our IT guy, Jason Gabbard, is going to be going up to figure out what all works up there and what doesn't. We'll be able to have a lot more information on cell coverage up there as far as, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, and others, as well as figuring out how good the Wi-Fi is going to be.
Nice hat. See, I told ya. Yeah, he's next. He doesn't behave. He wanted to know who was going to get lassoed. Doug. Hi, Robin.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed our little talk today, and I appreciate everybody. Hope we gave some good answers. We'll be back And we'll see y'all in May, and then
y'all sign up.
looking forward to July, getting all excited about it. We just got done with Perry, so pretty much got that put away now, and we can focus completely on our trip to Wyoming, where we can get wanted in Wyoming.
That's right. You're wanted in Wyoming.
Every one of you is.
Bye,
Have a good
y'all.
day. Take care.
Get ya, Sheriff.